Okay, so here we go. Well, maybe I will decrease the music. Not sure if it's needed. Okay, I think it might be okay. Yeah, in AI games, of course. Okay, so at the bottom of the map we've got Barbarian, which is Chinese, as expected. Okay, I tipped Natural Wonders before, but I definitely didn't need. Okay, so let's see if Barbarian is the master on DE like it is on the up version of the game. Concerning rAge, it's a quite old AI, which goes with 4 civilizations for one unique strategy, which consists in going for a fast castle crossbows, but it trains some archers first. I think that it starts training archers when the castle age is under research, if I'm right. rAge can be good, but I'm scared because in front of rAge we've got Barbarian, which can be devastating in the early game. So it can be maybe a one-sided game, let's see. But rAge does have some nice micro. I think that rAge was made like 5 years ago, something like that. Or maybe 6. Yeah, it might be 6 years ago. By KoA2. I don't know if I pronounce the name in a good way. But KoA2 stays around in the AIScripters forums. Okay, it does have something which is disturbing it, making some villagers not working. Okay, they are eventually sent on the birches. So as Chinese, I think that Barbarian is gonna go for 2 archer range. But it always can be surprising. So let's see what is gonna be the strategy this time. I assume that Barbarian is already researching Feudal Age. Yep. it's a quite good time. We can see that the priority for rAge is the butchers instead of the farms. Okay, so as Chinese, Barbarian picked a strategy consisting in scout rushing. And the question is, did Barbarian find its opponent? It's actually exploring the wrong side. That scout should find the enemy's town. Yep, that's the case. That villager should die. Nope, just saved by the TC. Oh, I think that this mining camp wasn't intentionally built on the stone. I think that this villager is gonna be a target for Barbarian, which detects the HP of its target. Okay, but anyway, Barbarian is roasting its first scout. It does have few remaining here and there. And okay, it's adding some skirmishers. I think that it's maybe because it saw that archer range, I don't know. Well, it's pretty sad to see that mining camp. I'm scared that it's gonna cost the game. Well, Barbarian is giving its scout. I think that rAge maybe lost one unique villager. So the deal is not great for Barbarian, which lost almost 6 scouts or maybe more. Okay, Barbarian is really far from researching Castle Age anyway, but it does have actually a decent military population with some skirmishers, which can be really boring for the villagers, with some micro. While rAge is in a bad shape with that mining camp in a bad position. If you look at the economy, we see that it does have the food, but it doesn't have the gold, which makes it having a very bad castle each time, which is definitely required for rAge. Oh, okay, I didn't see that mining camp. Maybe it was built way before I noticed that mining camp. I don't know. Okay, it's interesting to see that rAge just delayed its castle age to train some useful units. Now it needs to keep those units alive, of course. But having had some skirmishers is definitely a good idea for Barbarian. Okay, that's a lot of farms. I guess that Barbarian is now close to research. Oh, okay, it's already researching Castle Age. So it is clearly one-sided. And the second lumber camp was found by the scouts. Let's check the civilian population each side. Oh, 46 civilian population for blue against 29. I noticed that Barbarian tends to build its houses in the front in every games. It's probably a tactic. I don't know if Zimax does it in real games. When he plays, of course. Well, it's funny to see that Barbarian is just booming with 3 TCs, while its opponent is almost dead. Okay, I think that at this point we can give the victory to Barbarian. So 1-0 for Barbie. Okay, so it was clearly a one-sided game. But please don't judge rAge from having watched this game because it deserves to be tested against many more AIs than this opponent, which was clearly too strong. And rAge will have the opportunity to play against beginners, against Lusnake, and some others in this tournament, so he should be able to show something better. So, I think that we can start. Good luck, boss. And let's see if Barbarian can get the llama. So we've got at the bottom left of the map Barbarian, and in the opposite side we've got rAge. Well, the maps are really similar, I would say. We've got good forest close enough to the TC both sides. The middle is exposed for Barbarian, but nothing dramatic. The gold is in a very good spot. Well, for rAge I would say that this main gold can be a real problem when we know that Barbarian can be very aggressive in the early feudal age, while rAge definitely needs time to reach castle in a decent time. Well, no panic anyway, interlopers. We've got a lot of games, so I can give you some more times to give you the time required to make a strong Bambi, especially because the group D is gonna be pretty close between the AIs which are inside. So we need a great Bambi. 4 over the 5 AIs in that group are going to be qualified for the round 2. But the competition will be really close, definitely, with Juggernaut, Eagle Revenge, the General, and Rehoboam. So I've got no idea what's going to be the strategy for Barbarian as Incas. I would bet for a Drush and maybe a fast Castle Eagles. Let's see. Well, in Group B we've got the 2 AIs made by Jacqueline. We've got Beginner and Lusnake. We've got Games God, an AI that I don't know much. And of course, rAge and Barbarian. In fact, Beginner is quite strong. Maybe Beginner can do something against Barbarian. It's not impossible. We already have seen Shadow able to defeat Promi. So why not Beginner defeated Barbarian? This is probably the version of the game in which Beginner can do something great, because it looks to perform better in DE than in the up version. And yes, I think that Game Scott is gonna have a hard time in that group, unfortunately. But well, that's the rule of the toss anyway. Okay, so Barbarian was the first researching Feudal Age. It will go for 2 outer ranges. I think that it's a bad news for rAge. I think that rAge does have some problems with retasking its villagers. Well, looking at the HP of the eagle, I don't know if it maybe have stolen a boar from rAge, not impossible. Okay, Barbarian is targeting gold. I'm scared it's coming on the gold. And we've got already flinching. One villager down, a second one. Okay, I think that this game is gonna be like the first one, unfortunately for rAge. And Barbarian is actually massing a lot of skirmishers and archers. And the sad point is the fact that the 2 lumber camps are built on the same forest. That hurts a lot. The wood is missing to build some more farms, which would be definitely very useful at this point. But we've got the gold. We've got 200 gold. Barbarian does have any pity. That's already a lot of kill. 40 villagers for Barbarian against 22. 20 now. So Barbarian does have the double the civilian population to rAge. And Barbarian is not too far from researching Castle Edge now. Hello, Cheese on Toast, you're welcome. I think that I can give the victory to Barbarian. It was a pretty quick game. Yeah, it's a massacre at this point.